Should we do Watch This, bitches?
Sure. Have you watched something?
Well, we all saw Deadpool. Let's give our quick Deadpool 2 impressions and save the meat of it for after the show.
It's a very good movie.
I also agree that it was a good movie, and I laughed a lot.
Yes, as did I.
And I had heartwarming feelings as well.
Sure.
There might have been a tear or two.
No.
Yeah. And in fact,
we'll have to discuss this later, so I could be surprised and shocked.
In fact, I saw Mrs. Cheapy looked over at me at one point during the movie, and I knew that there was one tear that went down my face, and I thought that she saw it. So I was like, oh, because I am embarrassed that I had a tear go down my face during Deadpool 2. So. After the movie, I was like, oh yeah, you saw me like cry. And she's like, no, I didn't see that. And I was like, fuck. But I think they did a great job with the movie. I mean, it was as good or better than the first one, I thought.
I would agree with that as well.
Me as well.
Mm-hmm.
They had more budget.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very cool. Very cool.
And I also thought, not only did I think that Miss GB saw me cry during the movie, but I thought that she saw that she was being embarrassed because I was laughing so often and loudly that I thought that I was embarrassing her with that too. But she also said that she didn't notice that. So
I will say this, although I did not cry during Deadpool 2.
Obviously.
I got close to the edge with the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wow. That's emotional.
I did not cry. There were no tears shed, but I was standing up. I had my hands on my head.
Wow.
I was like, and I was alone in the house.
Uh-huh.
So if there was a moment that I would have cried, it would have been, that's a good moment. Like there was no one, the kids were out at a party or something, and I don't know what my wife was doing, but I was the only person home, and I was watching it, and I had to text my wife, and I said, I think the season finale of S.H.I.E.L.D. broke me because she gave me permission to watch it without her. And I was like, they bring it around at the end of the episode, but when you're watching it, you forget. I mean, they did a really good job on there was a twist and then a twist to the twist that they set up that twist to the twist in the second episode of the season. It was really smart. It was very smartly done.
The old double twist early setup.
Yeah, it was a double twist. Yeah, exactly. And that's a hard thing to pull off, especially when it's like, oh, and here's the thing that's going to happen in the second episode of the season, and you're going to forget about it because there's going to be 20 episodes in between. And then we're going to bring it up again in the last one, and you're going to be like, what? So,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And it's a really good setup for the next season.
Is that the thing that has come closest to making you cry in a long time, would you say?
Probably. I would say,
okay.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Yeah. That last episode, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but oh, man.
Wow.
It was so hard to watch, but I did, and I made it through. And I just wanted to let you know that was the closest I've come to crying in probably forever.
Well, that's good. I like to stay abreast of that.
Yeah, so I'm not completely dead inside. I just need more things that have me as emotionally involved as something that I've been watching for 5 years.
Right. I started watching the Evil Genius miniseries on Netflix, which is
how's that? That's something I will not watch. But how
really?
Is it?
Why?
Yeah,
it's just a crime doc. There was this famous bank robbery in the what is it? It was the early 2000s in Erie, Pennsylvania, where a guy robbed the bank with a bomb collar strapped to his neck, and it's about that. It's pretty weird. It's got a very interesting cast of characters, and it's not as long as those other series that could be a turnoff for some people. I think it's only 4 episodes, so I don't think. Why would you not check that out, Wombat? It's not particularly gross. Well, maybe.
It's not even the gross. It's just knowing that really happened just kind of depresses.
You don't want to see the dark side of humanity.
Yeah, basically. I have enough of that in my life.
Right, at work.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
Shipwreck's not going to watch it, so I won't even bother. But
Nope.
So our listeners have been asking if we were watching it, and we're almost done.
I am watching that new kid show on Netflix. Oh my goodness, the name of it is escaping me, and I literally watched an episode before the show started. The Who Is show or something like that, where it's a children's show, so it would be good. Like Ty would like it. Sabrina has been enjoying it, where they talk about a famous historical figure in like the format of a sketch comedy show, but it's still educational.
Ty likes young teenagers screaming about Minecraft videos.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the sketches are done by young teenagers. So yeah, and they have them like they actually did all the stupid Fortnite dances at one point. You could see Albert Einstein doing the floss. You want to see that? That's the show.
Maybe,
but they throw in actual facts about Albert Einstein that your children may retain, and therefore they learn something whilst getting their entertainment that they enjoy.
What was that called? Who Is?
The Who Was.
I love that you don't know the name.
The Who Was show, I believe it's called.
It's on YouTube, you said?
It's on the Netflix.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Netflix, you have that.
I have to say, I do have Netflix. I like I stream things. This is not current at all, but I've been watching Red Letter Media a lot recently, some older episodes, and I came across the Jack and Jill episode. You know, the Adam Sandler quote unquote comedy where he plays both parts. It's a two-parter because there's a lot to discuss. You know, it's I haven't seen the movie, and it's not necessary to enjoy the Red Letter Media bit on it. But they basically call it the Great American Comedy Scam. How Adam Sandler makes these these big movie deals, and then obviously doesn't spend any of the money on making the movie. Just like we talked about with the Netflix movie that just came out the week of, how it looked like it cost 2 cents to make. And nobody cared about it. But they said the budget for Jack and Jill was almost $80 million. And it doesn't look as good as like any indie movie.
Do we know how much it made?
You could look it up, I'm sure.
Let's see if it's on Box Office Mojo. You talk.
Okay, I'm going to talk. But it's very interesting how they talk about how there's only one joke in the whole movie that's like an actual joke, set up joke with a punchline and a payoff, and the rest, everything else is just people falling, people getting hit with things, stuff like that. Like no actual jokes.
The lifetime domestic gross of Jack and Jill was $74 million. So that movie did not turn a profit.
Well, it says the box office was $150 million on Wikipedia.
Maybe that's international.
That is still money.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying maybe that's why this number is different than your number.
Anyway, the point is, watch the Jack and Jill thing from Red Letter Media. It's pretty entertaining on its own. I was trying to do some exercising, so I've been watching.
And
those
to confirm with Shipwreck's number, yes, the total foreign gross was an additional $75 million on top of the
$74 million. Yep.
Again, yep. So, $149,673.
That is why Adam Sandler gets money to make movies.
Exactly.
Right.
He turned a profit. That's all that matters.
The idea was that he obviously doesn't care about making movies or anything. He only cares about just getting the money. And it's anyway, watch that thing. It's really good.
Okay, Jack and Jill. I'll go watch it.
Jill. Not the movie.
How much do you think Pixels made by comparison?
Oh, they made a ton.
I watched that one too on Red Letter, the Half in the Bag.
That is
Pixels
a worldwide $244,874,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was somewhere in the $250 million range.
Yep. No, I just was curious.
At box office, you have to think that Pixels did great at home as well.
It did good. It didn't do great.
Well,
did good.
That's
good enough. I mean, who cares?
I'm sure it did very well. Yeah.
I'm sure it didn't cost that much to make.
The Pac-Man license was probably the biggest cost.
No, Adam Sandler's salary was the biggest.
Well,
Domestic, it made $78 million, and I have a feeling that the budget was probably similar to a Jack and Jill budget.
Right,
So it made the budget was $88 million. It's right here actually. So it was an $88 million movie. It did not turn a profit domestically.
That doesn't matter. We're worldwide.
I know,
now.
but you said you were sure it did very well domestically.
No.
After
After box office.
Oh, you mean
at home?
home movies?
Home,
Gotcha.
yes.
Understood.